Good morning. Well, sunshine and blue skies here. The clear skies allowed the temperature to drop overnight, and we had our first frost. It was 29 degrees this morning. Let's breathe together and warm ourselves up. Start with your posture. In your bed, on your back, the floor, the sofa, your recliner, legs uncrossed, and one hand on your belly and one hand maybe on your chest so you can feel your whole body move as you breathe, breathing with your whole body. In a chair, knees at 90 degrees, feet flat on the floor, toes pointed forward. Now that comfortable small distance apart, like the narrow hip distance apart. And then rock side to side on your sit bones. Plant them evenly, firmly. Lift your chest. Tuck your chin back towards your neck gently and straighten the neck vertebra. And then pull the air in through both nostrils. And as you pull it in, feel the belly round up. Diaphragm drops down and allows the air to move down to the bottom lobes of the lungs where most of the blood circulates. And then spill it back out either through your nose or your mouth. Important to breathe in through your nose if you possibly can so the air can be filtered and warmed and humidified. And then out through either the mouth or the lips. And continue breathing that breath and begin to lengthen it and go from that natural breath to the long, deep breath, pulling the air in, the belly rounds, and maintaining that round belly as you continue pulling air in and rounding across the rib cage and up into the chest, all the way up to the collarbones, and then spill it out all the way back down to the bottom. And breathe long and deep. And take advantage of the residual space in your lung by adding sniffs at the top and puffs at the bottom. Breathe in and fill all the way to the top, rounding. And then at the top, the 3 extra sniffs. Spill the air out either through your mouth or your nose and all the way to the bottom, and your body lengthens and flattens, and at the bottom 3 puffs. And then do it again. Sniffs at the top. Spill the air out. And puffs at the bottom. Good. And now keep breathing that long, deep breath. And just notice yourself. And then begin to do some simple movements to wake everything up and get everything flowing. Start with your feet. And curl your toes under. And then uncurl them and lift them as high as you can lift them, pointing your toes away from your feet. And then pulling them back and pushing the heels forward. And now point the toes forward, and not so far that you get cramps, just a nice flex, and breathe your 3 breaths while you hold your feet in that position. An isometric exercise. And when your 3 breaths are complete, release your feet. And then push your heels away from your body and pull your toes back. And hold that position for 3 breaths. Good. And when your 3 breaths are complete, release your feet. And now use your big toes to draw circles. And your left toe moves out to the left and your right toe moves out to the right. And circle back and come back together and then circle out again. And breathe the circle as though your breath was the engine of the movement. And circle your toes. Good. And now pause and go the opposite direction and continue breathing the toes in the opposite direction. Good. Now your knees. Bounce your knees up and down. And wiggle them. Move them out to the side and then bring them back together again. And roll them out to the side and then bring them back together again. And move with the breath. Inhaling them out and exhaling them back in again. Good. And bounce them up and down and release any tension. And now come up all the way up to your belly button. And inhale and feel your belly button rise on the inhale. And then exhale and let it sink back down. And exaggerate the sink and pull your belly button back as tight as you can get it. And then release on an inhale and soften your belly and let it round up. And then just breathe and notice your belly as it rises and falls right at the center of your body. Good. And yesterday we worked with the smile and talked about how the smile and facial expressions work to release neurotransmitters. I had a lot of fun this morning reading about that. So as you do your long, deep breath this morning, take advantage of the smile. And the best way to get the biggest effect is to think a happy thought and then let the smile come with the happy thought. So begin to count your breath, finding where your breath is this morning, starting maybe with a 2 count on the inhale and a 4 count on the exhale. Remembering that lengthening the exhale creates a relaxing effect, stimulates that vagus nerve that's a good fighter to help us fight off the stress of the day. And breathe in and breathe out and find that place where your breath is today. Everybody's different and every day's different. So breathe in and then extend your exhale and then think your happy thought and smile. And we'll go for 2 minutes. Breathing in, extending the exhale, thinking the happy thought and the smile. Good. I'll entertain you with the research I read this morning. The original study on smiling and facial expressions was done in 1988, and here's what I read. They had two groups of people, and these people thought they were helping discover how handicapped people could write without using their hands. And one group held a pen in between their teeth, which forced their face into a smile. And the other group held a pen in their lips, which caused their face to be in a pouty face. And then they showed them pictures of cartoons. And the people who had their faces in a forced smile thought the cartoons were funnier than the people who had the pen in their lips with the pouty face. So if you didn't have anything to smile about this morning, I thought that was pretty funny and should put a smile on everybody's face. So keep breathing and thinking your happy thought and smiling and lengthening your exhale and enjoying the gifts of the breath. And may the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Have a great day.